Hey everybody, it's Felicia, Miss Hotmess, and her randomness. Um, so I, like some of you, if you've watched my channel for a while or seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm a type 1 diabetic. You know that I'm very blunt, I'm very honest, and I normally don't give a shit what the hell I look like. I pretty much still don't care what I look like because I'm probably on, I could use a shower right now, to be honest. I am, so the deal is, on Wednesday night, my stepfather, who, okay, fair warning, I might cry a couple times during this. My stepfather, who had been battling cancer for quite a while, but the last 2 years it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and I truly still had hope. He passed away. He was actually diagnosed with cancer 8 years ago, and then he basically it went away and then it came back. And like I was telling him the last couple of weeks, when he kept getting negative and everything, and I truly do honestly believe that your spirits can truly affect the way that your health issues. So like if you have cancer and you try to stay positive, it might not get so bad as if you were negative all the time. And that was probably one of the things that, if I could change about him, I really would have. But so unfortunately, like, it started with colon cancer. Then um, this last one, it ended up spreading to his lungs and his kidneys. And like also his back. Like he had a tumor on his spine back in July, and had that removed, and so he was healing. Like, it was, the wound was finally healing, and that was like, he was on a vac for that. And I had been, when my mom was working, like, I was his caregiver, to help her out because I've been on leave because of my diabetes and with COVID and everything like that, and not trusting my work environment. And even my medical team has been like, in your, with everything that you have with you and your immune system and everything like that, with all the multiple things that you have, which if you looked at me on the street, unless you saw my insulin pump or my medical alert bracelet or you saw my medical files, you would be like, oh, she's just a normal person. Like, she doesn't really have any health issues. And that's what I love about autoimmune diseases, is that they are legit ones you can't see. There's so many of them. But I have a list of things that I battle, and in all honesty, like, my body, for everything I put my body through, I shouldn't be in the position I'm in. Like, I actually could be worse off for everything I've done over the years to my body, and like currently what I'm going through right now as well. And that's where I was trying to lead with this. That so unfortunately he passed away on Wednesday. And I have several forms of depression, and I will gladly admit that. And the one thing about my depression is I refuse to take meds. And for the primary reason, during the years that I took meds, that were prescribed to me, I legit didn't, not that I didn't feel like myself, because that's what meds are supposed to do. Like, if you have depression, like, they're supposed to make you not feel like the way you were before. But when you honestly don't even feel like you're present for the world, that's not a good sign. And if you also see my videos before, you know that I'm in recovery. This is my experience, my story, not no one else's. When I got sober, when I got clean, I made a deal, technically with myself, but also with my higher power, who I call God. Whatever you believe in, awesome, that's what I choose to believe in. But I made a deal that I needed to learn how to feel my emotions on the norm, like, meaning, like, without drugs, without booze, without medications. Like, I needed to learn how to be able to fully function as normally as I can without additives. And which is funny because people are like, oh, just take antidepressants, da 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 da. Like, first I need to become normal and being able to fix myself with working a program in recovery, um, working on myself with my depression. And it's not just one version of depression. I have regular depression, I have seasonal depression, I have diabetic depression, I have re- alcoholic and addict depression, so to speak. And what I mean by that is that there are points in time when I have to look at the past and look at my actions, and or even my current actions, and look and see where I did wrong. And that at times can put me into a state where it's a lot to process, and that can cause it. So that's what I mean by that. By God's grace, for everything I've been through while I've been clean and sober, I might have said I wanted to drink the handful of times I might have said it, but I have yet to pick back up. And that is a miracle in itself. I've not picked up a drug to make myself feel better. Like, those are miracles. Like, it's funny because I did drugs to feel part of, to feel like I belong. Um, I drank kind of the same thing, also to numb things about me, like all this stuff. So you would think like, oh, those would just be easy outs for you, for me. They're not. I know, like, there's nothing good about it. Like, I need to fully function. But the thing is that one of the things that's right now currently going on is my diabetes depression is, besides regular depression, is hardcore on full blare. Like, the night that he passed away, my CGM sensor also needed to be changed. It died, it ran out, and it needed to be changed. And I was getting freaking annoyed with it. Like, I knew I needed to change it. I got freaking annoyed with it. I said, fuck that. Like, basically, I put it on the charger. Like, I took it off and I put it on the charger. And then at the same time, I think, like, I can't say I forget why I took it off. Um, Honestly, don't remember why I took it off. It might be because it ran out of insulin, to be honest. I can't even fully remember at this point. But I took my pump off at the same time. And okay, for anybody who is a diabetic who has the pump or experienced the pump, they know how beneficial and how helpful the pump is, regardless if it, even if it's not working properly, meaning as in like you're not carb correcting and stuff like that, but at least if you have your pump on, like, it's giving you insulin all the time, like through the basal side. And with that, you're getting insulin, so you're getting something, unlike when you're on a shot. Now, with a shot, you gotta pray that, like, basically, so this was how it was for like the first 2 days. I was just jacking myself with Humalog, that short acting insulin, so it lasts up to 4 hours. Um, and so if I went to sleep, it would run out, especially if I was sleeping for more than 5 hours. So I'd wake up feeling like crap and starting to get ketones. And so yesterday, or now it's yesterday because of the time it is right now, I finally decided to take Lantus. So now my brain is like, okay, you know you need to put your pump back on. You know you need to put your CGM on, which is funny because I can at least put my CGM on and not have my pump on, um, even though they talk to each other and everything like that. Like, my pump is currently, I know it's still reading everything because my blood sugar machine still talks to it. My pump is sitting on my desk right over there, and you might have just seen it, but I was just trying to show you. Like, I'm on the couch right now. My pump is over there. Blood sugar machine is in the kitchen, and basically, like, I know what I need to do, and I'm not making this video to be like, oh my god, I want attention, because, okay, what I'm doing with this video is literally, besides my normal random hot mess bullshit, which is, this really is an evident primary example of how much of a hot mess I can be. And this is not even random, technically. This is like my daily life bullshit that, like, I'm self-sabotaging right now. But like that, I'm creating the hot mess of this situation. I'm doing this video more to show other type 1 diabetics who are on insulin, they're not alone when they have screw ups and they are legit like battling their emotions, and their emotions are winning. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I am nowhere near a perfect type 1 diabetic. Like, I am by far not even close. Like my A1C is not even perfect. My like nothing I do has ever been fucking perfect in the 32 years that I've had my diabetes. Like, I shouldn't, for all the shit I've done to myself, all the self-sabotage that I've done, even if I did not mean to, looking back at it, like, basically, like, refusing to go on a pump sooner than I did, like, knowing that I was mismanaging my insulin when I'm on shots, even like currently right now, like, I know I'm better as a diabetic when I'm on my pump, like, not going on it, like, I'm hurting myself, so that's self-sabotage. And but like, I'm posting this to let other diabetics know, like, they're not alone, like, that we have our moments, like, and someone ever, if you really think you're perfect, God bless you, because I really do not want to be perfect. Trying to be perfect has put too much weight on my shoulders for too goddamn long in every other aspect of my life. So why do I want to add that onto my life as well when I'm tired of carrying everything on my shoulders? But basically, like, the two reasons why I'm making this video, because I've already made the same post into two groups that I'm a part of, is one, to hold myself accountable. So that's one of the things in recovery that I've learned, is that I need to be accountable for my actions. And if you really listen into this video, I have took ownership on the fact that I am the problem in this mess. No one else. I've owned it. But I'm holding myself accountable to know that basically, like, if I go a couple more days without getting my CGM and my pump back on, like, I am aware of how much I am causing myself. But then, like I said before too, to show another diabetic who might be feeling like they're doing everything wrong, that they aren't alone, that there are other people just like you. So it's kind of funny. A couple things about the pandemic with COVID that have been really, really beneficial for me. Um, like I said, hold on. Apparently, my gum has faded really bad. So a couple things with, actually, before I even get to that part, you know what the funny thing about this video was? I was also originally trying to tell you that. So I took my blood sugar tonight. So earlier tonight, like I said, I was on I'm on Lantus and everything like that, and up until basically probably 7:30, I literally was dosing myself just on the way I felt, because honestly, I felt high a lot lately. Like not only high, but I felt like I had ketones. And what's actually kind of funny is there was a point I felt like I was getting ketones, or I had ketones, and my blood sugar was high. And earlier tonight, I took my blood sugar, and it was actually 59 to start, or 55 or something like that. I was like, okay, we're having a low. And that was actually like after I had taken another bolus shot. Like, I took another shot and of Humalog. And so now, anybody, like how I mentioned, Humalog only lasts about 4 hours. But Lantus can be anywhere from 18 to 24 hours. So like, I have that backside. Now I have this Humalog in, and I'm at my mom's house and everything like that. And I'm trying to do stuff, but then basically there was a point that I was found by my mom. I kind of can remember certain parts of it, but basically when I took my blood sugar, I was down to 39. Really, really grateful that I wasn't behind a wheel, but like, I felt normal at the time, and it started coming up and everything like that, and and that was like around 9:30. Like, I just took my blood sugar again, and I've been taking my blood sugar sporadically and everything like that. And I like, it was 39, 55, or 59, 68, then 134, 155, And then just now it was 234. And I'm like, I feel like fucking shit again. What the fuck? And I have a precision extra machine which takes blood sugar and blood ketones. And in all honesty, I like blood ketones more than I like the ketone strips, because ketone urine strips are like my last resort, because depending on how much fluid you've been drinking and how hydrated you are, the urine that you have coming out might be anywhere up to like possibly 8 to 12 hours old. So that I don't feel like is a complete accurate level of ketones. But I have blood ketone strips, thankfully, and those are pretty accurate. And so I took it with the 234, and my blood ketones were zero point 0.4. This is also why I can't do keto diet, because I go keto. My blood sugar's gonna be perfect, like as in like 80, and I can still have blood ketones. So it's just, yeah. Thankfully, the last few days I have not vomited, which is great. And again, self-sabotaging myself. I know the shit I need to do and everything like that. And it's because primarily it started with just the depression with losing my stepfather. Oh, but losing my stepfather, like I said, I was his caregiver for like the last year. And like I had been telling him like you were originally diagnosed with cancer 8 years ago. You were only given 3 years to live. You lasted 5 extra years. That meant that you got to meet, not only you had already met your granddaughter, my brother's daughter, Taylor. And so because Taylor is going to be 11 in June. And basically, like, when he was originally diagnosed, my nephew wasn't born yet. So during the first round, he got to meet my nephew, Johnny. And so over the years, though, that 5 extra years, he got to have time with the kids. We got to rebuild a relationship, because when him and my mom first got married, I was an asshole. I was a raging fucking asshole. Like, I was an entitled fucking stubborn brat. And just rude. I was still drinking at the time, so I was just, yeah. And so basically, um, like I got to tell him, like, he got to spend time with my mom. He got to spend that time with her and all that. And but I could at least show up today and be there for him and be helpful to my mom. And currently now, since he passed, and until like even after the service, I'm still gonna be there and everything like that. But like I was able to be there for him. And um so like that's something that I'm grateful for. um it's funny because for Christmas I had mentioned that on his Christmas presents I had said quotations dad, like Mario quotations dad. Like like I'm really really grateful that my mom had met him. He treated my mom like gold. Um he made her happy, and it it sucks to see her lose him and everything. But so like dealing with that, like we all grieve in different ways, and like so I've been grieving, and I have not been doing what I need to do with my diabetes. And I know that. I'm aware of it. And then during that time frame, it just, after having diabetes for 32 years, almost 33 years in a couple months, like, I've been having burnouts again. It's just like, I'm just fucking tired of having the label type 1 diabetic. Which is funny, because now I'm in a bunch of support groups, and like up until COVID, and like that's where I was going with this too, is because of COVID, the positive sides, that I got to step up and be there for him and help him and be a caregiver when my mom was working. Two, this was the first time I started reaching out and being part of support groups. Like, I've been a diabetic for 32 years, and like when I was a kid, one of my doctor out in New York City like had events with other diabetics, but like it was a few of them, but I don't really remember much of them. Didn't really make a large connection, so to speak. Um then I moved to Massachusetts and I go to Joslin, and I've been going to Joslin, but like I went to Clara Barton one year after my coma, and when I was 13, and basically like I didn't really build any relationships with anybody from the camp. I went to high school with a girl that had diabetes as well. I really had huge resentments to her because I didn't really know her story with her diabetes. Like I had this vision that she was perfect. Like she never had problems. Like everything like came really easily to her. Like I had this imagination of what her story was, and I never asked her. And like that's where my brain's always been. Like it's always like, let me put these stories to other people and not know the truth. And like I've never had real relationships with other diabetics until this last year, because now I belong to now technically two or three support groups, and one is a dating site, which I'm okay with because like it is what it is. Like at least if I can make new friends and stuff like that with that have diabetes and know understand where I'm coming from, and like I get to like see like other people struggling as well. It's kind of nice because I know I'm not the only person. Even if I've gone to Joslin, like I've had more interactions with people as patients in the hall than I've had in my life, so to speak. Like in until recently, which is nice. So again, this is Felicia, Hot Mess, aka Miss Hot Mess and her randomness. I'm truly a fucking hot mess right now. I need to get back at least on my CGM until tomorrow, and then maybe get my pump on because the Lantus will just freaking rocket me low. And that'll be even worse. So again, doing this to be held accountable and show other people that they're not alone. This is one of the longer videos. Hey, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe. The buttons are below. Like and share and comment. Let other people know if you know someone who's a diabetic that they're not alone, especially if they're battling depression. This shit is real. It can kill us. Um, I'm I'm very aware of it, and yeah. I lecture myself more than you guys will ever do, just to give you a heads up. I regularly beat myself up on a daily basis, knowing that I'm not perfect, that I never will be, that I screw my shit up on a regular, that I can always do things better. Like, so please, if you choose to leave negative comments, you have the right to do that, but just remember what you say isn't as bad as what I tell myself. So, and it is the internet. I'm doing this voluntarily, putting it up, so I'm aware of what backlash I can get. So, with that, share, like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks, guys. Bye.